Give it up for Michelle Murphy.
Quickest way to lose a crowd is to say you go to Burning Man, but it's okay. You guys are Gen Xers, maybe? So, all right, I've lost you on that one as well. All right, let me just get to the story. So listen, Federica, listen. I need to get ahead of this, and I need to say I know how stupid this is. I know what I did was so dumb, and you're gonna know henceforth in a few seconds when I begin, but I just need you to know that I know that it was just the dumbest thing ever. So let's just move past that. Don't feel sorry for me, and do give me grace and forgiveness when I try to justify it. So, okay, great. Disclaimer, now I'm gonna set the scene. It's really cool, instead of show not tell, to tell people instead of show them. So that's what I'm working on right now. So basically, growing up, my best friend and I, we loved to pull pranks on people. We were little tricksters, and we also loved to hustle people. We knew the value of $1. So when we were 5 years old, we would walk around our block unsupervised, because it was the 90s, and we would go up to people's houses and we would pick up their natural debris from their yard. So like pine cones, twigs, rocks from their private property, and we would ring the doorbell and we would sell their garbage back to them for $2 a pop. And when they were like, why would we ever buy this pine cone, my own pine cone for myself? We were like, you'd put it on a mantelpiece. Like, it's gonna be great, you'll love it. And so we were like cute little con artists, you know? But just because we had the foresight to make money doesn't mean that I understood how to do anything. Like, as the youngest of my family, I'm like, I'm the baby, I'm like, money, how does it work? How does it move? I don't know, I don't get any of that, right? So this is just some context for now. The moment is happening now, where I tell you the embarrassing thing that I said, please listen and forgive me for earlier. So a few years ago, I'm working from home, from my parents' home, because have you met this economy? She's a fierce girly. And it was also the pandemic. And I'm working for a crisis prevention line. So can you imagine, when people are in crisis, they reach out to me. Nobody is going to after this story. And so in addition to taking conversations where people are in emotional crisis, I would also teach the volunteers how to have those crisis conversations. And one of the main rules is, if it's a crisis to them, you treat it with that same gravity. So even if a teenager is like, Chad dumped me last night and I want to die, instead of being like, his name was Chad, there's so much more for you out there, you're like, yes, that is so hard, let's talk about it, right? So I'm primed to just believe anything that's coming my way. And then an unknown number calls, and I answer it. First mistake I made, don't ever answer a call from somebody you don't know. And guess who it is? I'll tell you right now. It's the Social Security Department of America, right? Yeah, you all, the oh no's are starting to filter in. If only I had had your voice in my ear then. And so they tell me that with my Social Security number, my identity has been stolen, a car has been stolen, it has crossed the Mexico to Texas border with 8 pounds of cocaine, and with the remains and blood of a missing woman. And they need me to solve the crime, right? Because they're like, this is something that you did. And my first response was just like, it wasn't me, man. And they're like, that's not effective. And so they asked me for the last 4 digits of my Social Security number. And even though I'm a dumb baby, my mom did tell me, never give anyone that, that's all they need. And so I was like, I can't give that to you, because my mom told me not to, and I'm 30 years old. But I am willing to do whatever it takes. And they were like, okay, good. Because I wanted to, exonerate myself for a crime that I did not commit, and catch the killer. I'm a feminist. I was like, don't go around murdering women, right? And so they're like, okay, here's what you need to do. First, tell us all about your assets. And I was like, okay, my 401k, it's not very big. Here's what's in it. My savings account has this number. My checking account has this number. My money market savings account, which I don't really understand what it is, but somebody told me to get one, it has this number. And I get $7 a month instead of my bank, which gives me 3 cents. And they were like, this dumb bitch. And so I tell them everything, right? And they're like, okay, good. Step 2 is you cannot tell anyone any of this. I had already slacked like 5 of my coworkers. I was like, I am under federal investigation. They were like, what the fuck are you talking about? My dad even came downstairs, and I was like, get out of here, Dad. This is a federal investigation. And he was like, oh my God. And every day, you guys, I wake up and I think, What if it had been my mom? She would have walked down those stairs. I would have said, get out of here, federal investigation. She would be like, give me the fucking phone right now. She would have had a little chat with them, and then she would have stopped paying for my cell phone bill, which she has done since hearing this story. But I didn't get that lot, right? I got my dad, and as bright and wonderful as he is an oblivious idiot, and that's where I got this from. And so his like 6'4" ass was like, oh, sorry, pardon me, like, I'll get out of here. And so he leaves, and so I'm like, shit, I've already broken the rules. I've like told all these people, and they're like, that's okay, you just have to stick to the plan, because again, you want to exonerate yourself for this crime, and we want to catch this fucking killer. And I was like, yeah, I do want those things. I want both of those things. And so they're like, okay, next step, you're going to go to your car, because what we're going to do is we're going to send you around grocery stores in Denver so that we secure all your little assets. And I was like, tight, okay. And so I go into my parents' car, because I'm living in their house and I'm reaping all their resources. Thank you, God bless. And they make it very clear to me. They're like, you can't get off speakerphone this entire time. You have to keep us with you. And I was like, all right, whatever it takes. And so as I'm in, they also said, they were like, if you tell anyone, then we're trying to handle this at a federal level. And if you tell anyone, the state's going to get involved. And it's going to muddy the investigation. Wait, what? Like, that doesn't... Okay, not only does that not make sense, but you guys, oh, Jesus. Okay, in high school, I won a national competition in Washington, D.C., where I debated Supreme Court justices, and Hillary Clinton shook my hand. My special topic was habeas corpus, which is knowing your crime. So that was cute that I did that and then forgot all of it and was like, I murdered somebody. And like the last time I was in Texas, it was to visit my sister, and I would never murder her and get blown out on a baby's weight of cocaine. It's just like not my style. So I'm like, all right, I got to redeem this federal, state level. Honestly, it all checks out. I have no follow-up questions. I'm in the car. So I'm on the way to do whatever the fuck they want me to do. And I was also like, please don't arrest me. I'm supposed to go to Mexico next week. And they were like, okay, well then just like follow the rules. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm a performer, right? I'm an actress, right? Like I can put on a show, but gosh, when the stakes are high and a woman has been murdered and the CIA wants me to do a job, I just don't know if I can do it. And friends here tonight, if you're ever thinking to yourself, I don't know if I could do this job that the CIA is asking me to do, the CIA isn't really asking you to do this job, and whatever you're being asked to do, it's not legitimate. This is just tricks of the trade that I learned on the road, right? So I pull up to the grocery store, and it's a Safeway, but it's also known as the unsafe way because it was like a conglomerate of liquor stores where my friends and I would buy watermelon vodka when we were teenagers. We were monsters, I don't know what. And so they're like, all right, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go into that Safeway and you're gonna secure a federal confirmation card. And I was like, okay, that checks out. Again, no follow-up questions. And they were like, but to you, it's gonna be called a Google Play card. Again, no questions from me. And so, and they were like, but you better not let anyone know that you're up to this. You have to be confident, you have to be suave, because if you do, they're gonna push a button, the cashier's gonna push a button under the desk, and federal agents are gonna come and arrest you, again, for a crime you didn't commit. And so I was like, okay, this is really high stakes. Just a callback, remember that I left my job in crisis work, where like truly suicidal people were messaging into the platform, and I was like, I gotta go, I have a personal day to take, you know? So I'm like, this is really intense, and I think I can do it. And I go into the grocery store and I put on an act and I get a Google Play card, and this is gonna be one of many, you know, throughout all the grocery stores in Denver. And I'm like, I'm ready to take out the highest limit. It's okay, you can laugh at me. I heard it happen earlier and it makes it better. If you are too quiet and you feel too sorry for me, that is when I have a hard time up here. And so, oh, wow. Oh, you only needed permission. Jesus. I wish I had said that at the start. You have been pitying me so much. God, that's even worse. Okay, anyways, I'm spiraling. So I go into the grocery store. I get the Google Play card. I go up to the woman at the cash register, and I put it down. I'm like, I'll take the highest limit. And she says, do you know who you're buying this for? Because earlier today, an elderly woman came in and got scammed for $1,000. It didn't even register. I was like, fucking, what a sucker. I'm on a secret mission to solve a murder. So I'm like, no, I know. This is for like my dead sister who I'm doing cocaine with later in zombie form. Like, I know exactly who I'm getting this for. And they're like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And so I get it. I purchase it. I make the purchase. It was so dumb. I said that at the beginning, so you knew it was happening. So I go to the car. And they're on speakerphone, as they have been the whole time. And they're like, all right, now it's time to secure these funds. So if you're going to find a penny. And I was like, what? They're like, just look around, find a penny, and you're going to scratch that gray thing off, and you're going to read us the number. And that's legitimate. And this is my one redeeming moment. It just felt like if the fate of this woman's, justice was in me finding loose change, something clicked for me. Like there was a little voice in my head that was like, sounds sus. And where has she been the whole time? I don't know, but she finally showed up. So I was like, I don't think I want to do that. And they were like, okay, then we're going to send you up the chain. So they forwarded me to guess who? The Attorney General. So I'm talking to the big dogs now, And the Attorney General, oh my God, it's really bad. He's like, do you not believe in feminism? Do you not believe in this woman and her family? And he's guilt tripping me. And I'm feeling it because I worked for a crisis line. Jesus, But as he's doing this, I start to drive home. Also because I'm hungry. Like this has been really stressful. And as I pull into the house, I was like, there's something that I have that I have had this whole time, and that's a search engine. And so I just go to my laptop and I type in the exact scenario that is happening. And it's like, scam, bitch, scam, you dumb bitch, scam, 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 you're so fucking dumb. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is not legitimate. And I tell them that I'm not going to read the Google Play card to them. And they also call me a dumb bitch. I call myself one, they call me one, and they say people are going to come arrest me. And I was like, well, at this point, I'd love to talk to someone, And then they hang up on me. And earlier in the day, I had texted my friend, her brother's a lawyer. I'd been like, please give me your brother's number. I'm under a federal investigation. I cannot say why. And she was like, honestly, there's always something with you. So like, this checks out. Here's his number. And so he called me to console me. And it was very uncharacteristic of him, not because he's not a kind person, but he loves the chance to rib someone, and this is such low-hanging fruit, And he was like, Michelle, it happens to the best of us. It's okay. But just so you know, if the federal government thinks that you stole a car, that you brought it across the border, that you were trafficking 8 pounds of cocaine into the United States of America, and that you murdered and disemboweled a woman, they're going to come to your house and they're going to tell you that they think that. So thank you guys for your pity.